Hey guys, and welcome. Thank you guys for being patient. We had some technical difficulties. So I'm just gonna get straight into it. Hello, my name is Taryn Jones. And I am here to talk to you guys today about how I stepped out of my comfort zone in July. I'll be approaching my 1-year mark as a coach just in a few weeks on August 10th. And so since I became a coach, I was consistently hitting Success Club 10 or above. After the first few months of my business, I was hitting in the Success Club 20s and 30s, and I was looking at this like, I can do this. This is a thing. I am going to expand this. I'm going to turn this into my full-time income. But at the time, I was a full-time high school teacher as well as working 4 part-time jobs. So when I started this was this little baby of mine that I just loved, and I just had so near and dear to my heart. But I wanted to explode it, and I didn't necessarily know how with all of the things going on in my life. So I told myself, how am I going to be able to explode this business? How am I going to be able to do the things that I want? And I just started chipping away. And through the chipping away process and through being able to do this business full time while I'm, teaching and doing all these things and being able to quit my part-time jobs, I kind of got stuck. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay. And it's not necessarily being okay with being stuck. It's okay to realize that you want more for yourself. It's okay to say, okay, Taryn, this is where I'm at, and this is how I want to improve. This is how I want to get better. And so how I stepped out of my comfort zone in July, I'm going to break down for you guys how I've beaten my best by over 18 points in the first 2 weeks of the month. My best before this month was Success Club 36. And like I said, I was consistently at Success Club 20-ish, 30-ish every single month. And I was pretty okay with that. And it wasn't until I realized that I need to burn some boats. And I'm sure some of you guys right now are like, what does that mean? Think about your biggest, wildest dream, what you want to do, getting to a magical island, getting to this place. And for me, this place was coaching full time. For me, this place was being in my at-home office, building this office, doing the things that I want to do, and getting on a boat and getting to this place. And once I'm there, burn that boat down, because you're not going back to whatever it is you were doing or wherever it was that you were at. And so it was June, and I was saying to myself, Taryn, you thought you were gonna build this to this big old thing, and you're gonna blah, 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 all these things, right? But instead we let that stress and all of these things going on in our life just keep us mediocre. And for me, Success Club 20 and 30 was mediocre. And I was like, how am I going to get to Success Club 50 every month? How am I going to get to Success Club 100 every month? How am I going to see all of these other coaches around me doing it? And I'm just paddling along, right? And so I had to look at what boats I needed to burn. And for me, my big boat was burning my full-time job as a teacher. I had just got rid of all of my part-time jobs. I was working 100-hour weeks before coaching. And my big boat I needed to burn was to quit teaching. And now I had to start realizing to myself, what small boats are you gonna start burning to get to that big, grand, arson, burn that big boat down? And so for me, I had to self-assess, and I had to say, okay, well, I'm working from my kitchen counter every day. And although it's cool talking about, oh, I work from my kitchen counter, that's not cool for me. Someone who's putting in a lot of work, a lot of effort, making good money in this business, just treating it like a part-time side hustle, what am I going to do? So we turned our spare bedroom into a huge office. And this was a week before Summit. I ordered all this stuff. My husband's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm burning boats. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I need to get a big office. We're getting rid of the entire mattress set. I don't care. No one comes over here and stays the night anyways. And so we built this office. I go to Summit. I walk across stage at Summit to be recognized for a team cup. And I'm just looking out. I'm seeing these elite coaches. I'm seeing what's possible. And it just inspired me more to burn more boats when I got back home. So everything that I had in my power, I sat down and I wrote it all out. Because for those of you guys that were at Summit, right, there was the squares, the squiggles, the circles. I'm a full-blown squiggle, okay? I got home, I looked at my desk, I was like, boom, cleaned it up, started making lists. I was like, who am I and who are you becoming? It's because I evaluated where I was at and where I wanted to go. And I sat down and I had a conversation with my family. And I said, guys, you guys might talk about my business like this, and this, and I can't be here for this, and Why are you on your phone working? I said, this is my full-time business. I'm making a full-time income, and until you start respecting it as such, I can't come over here and continue to listen and be bogged down by these things. And they're like, oh, I didn't know that you felt this way. And I was like, yeah, imagine if I owned a clothing store and I invited you guys to come to my business and to shop around and to look. And if I were at my store, you wouldn't say, hey, just come meet me for coffee. Hey, just come do this, and treat that business like it was just no big deal. And that's how I felt. But I had to put that out there because I had to assess that I had to burn that little boat. And I had to say, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to make it a reality for myself. So from burning those little boats and from being able to understand where are you going to get by writing all these things down. Other things I had to do was self-assess. Okay, you might say you're working this business 3 to 5 hours a day, but how much of that time is spent scrolling? So I said, okay, you're going to disable all of your personal page. You're going to disable scrolling. You're going to disable the comparison game, because I can sit here all day and watch your guys' stories. I can watch dream homes being built. I can watch all these things happen. But meanwhile, I'm watching all of those things instead of actually building those dreams myself. So I got real and I started burning the boats inside my phone. And I said, okay, you need to be, your little squiggle ass is gonna start to turn into a little bit of a square. So right, I'm making these lists, I'm making these checklists, and it was almost like the perfect storm with school ending and going to Summit and me going to Tony Robbins Live and all of these things being able to happen and grow and expand in my business. At Summit, it was the day we were about to leave, and I'm sitting in the hotel lobby and I'm scrolling through the Elite Push page, and someone had posted this big, massive checklist, and it was like win the week. And it was things that we know, right? Like do your call to actions, post daily, drink your shake, share it, all of these little things, right? Send out 50 follow-ups, send out all these invites. And it was basically just like everything you should be doing in a week. And I told myself, what if I did this checklist every single day? Like, what if I actually sat down and did this checklist every day? What would my business do? Where would it grow? Where would it expand? What could I become? How can I burn the big damn boat? And so for me, another self-assessment was, okay, Taryn, you are killing the challenger game. You're getting all these challengers signed up. You're rank advancing. You're doing all these things, but you need to be recruiting way more coaches. And that was my focus. And I knew it, right? I wrote down all these things that were holding me back and where I needed to go. And for me, I needed to be recruiting 30 coaches a month. So I made a goal for myself that I was going to recruit 7 coaches each week this month, and that I was going to get 28 coaches total. I'm here to tell you right now, I'm at 21 right now. I'm at 21 coaches because there's no stopping me. I'm running sneak peeks every week. My conversations behind the scenes are insane. My follow-ups are insane. My love and my care and compassion for people and inviting them to this dream job is insane. I'm not holding my tongue anymore. I'm not letting limiting beliefs hold me back anymore. And if anything, I'm just going to continue to burn more boats. I came back, my husband's like, who are you? I'm like, I'm the woman I'm wanting to become. I'm becoming the woman that I've wanted to be and that I've sat here and talked about all year long, but have just been okay with hitting Success Club 20 and 30 each month. I want to be hitting Success Club 50. And I said, and if I don't hit Success Club 50 in July, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to get Success Club 50 by like midway through the month. And he's like, okay, like, okay, you can do that. You've got this. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I'm burning boats. I am achieving my dreams. These are things that I want deep down to my core. And the only thing that was holding myself back were my safety nets. The safety nets that I was putting down for myself, saying, well, the reason why you didn't hit Success Club 50 this month, Taryn, was because you didn't send out enough invites. Oh, well, the reason why is because, you didn't edit your picture just so perfectly, right? All of these little things that we do or don't do that allow us to tell ourselves why we're being mediocre and why we're okay with it, right? I'm getting rid of those safety nets. I have totally washed away every limiting belief that is holding me back. Any little thing, any little boat has been burned, and I'm going to continue to burn them as my time goes on through being a coach and through expanding this to burn my one huge big boat. And so with that, my goal is not just to beat my best, which I've already done. My goal from the beginning of the month has also been to double my best, which is at 72. And I think it's just so cool, like the perfect storm that Mandy got on here a few weeks ago talking about how we were going to beat our best this month. And here we are beating our best, right? Doing the things that we say we're going to do because they're not just things we say. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is knowledge, right? Not until you actually act on that knowledge and do something with that knowledge is that power. So I hope that you win the week today, win the day today, beat your best, and do everything you can to start burning those boats, self-assessing and seeing what you can do to beat your best and to be the best that you can become. Any questions or comments, I'm gonna come in here a little bit later today and respond to all of them. Thank you guys so much for letting me share my heart with you guys, and I hope you have an awesome week. All right, bye.